This putter is like nothing I've ever seen before, and the company that's designed it reckons they've come up with a groundbreaking new way to putt to help you hole more putts. Let's see if that's the case. So I am very intrigued but also excited about trying this new putter and the new style that this company, Straight Shotz, recommend. Now, it's so new they've actually had to send me a manual to explain how to use the putter. They reckon the traditional way of putting is flawed. The way that we putt normally with our eyes over the golf ball and we're almost looking to the side of target is incorrect. And they reckon with this putter and the way that you use it is a much more efficient way, because they've used knowledge from other sports, such as, let's say I'm playing darts, I'd be looking at the target when I'm throwing my dart, or if I'm throwing a ball, I'd be looking at you and throwing it towards you. I wouldn't be looking at the ball as I'm throwing it. So they reckon with this style, you can be looking at the target as you hit your putt. Now, there's lots to dive into in this review, and I am going to do. Most importantly, I'm going to test it against my putter to see how it compares. So they reckon on here, you aim behind the ball, you draw back the putter and you slide it forward and stroke the ball. You ready for this? First time using it. So you line it up, there's this big line on the top of the putter, but look how different the angle of this club is. So I'm going to stand here. You stand almost behind the golf ball, but weirdly you're not allowed to stand on the line towards the hole because that's deemed illegal. And basically, I don't even know how to stand here. I'm basically going to pull it back and then push it as I'm looking at the hole. A lip out, but that wasn't a bad first effort. So I'm not standing on the line, I'm going to pull it back and slide it. I must be aiming incorrectly. This is so different to normal putting, like completely and utterly different. So I have to stand to the side, pull it back. We get one in. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a little bit of time practicing with this putter, getting used to it, and then I'm going to play a 9-hole match against my traditional putter. Let's get used to this first and see what I find, what's good and what's bad about this putter and this new method. Okay, lots to unpack with this. How weird is that? The way I stood to it is just totally different to normal putting. I've seen some advantages so far and some downsides. I am going to test it against my traditional putter in a minute on a 9-hole putting comp. Couple of things I want to note first off. I'm unbelievably conscious about standing on this line. So with this style of putting, as a legal rule in golf, you are not allowed to stand on your target line or even straddle it. So I can't putt like this. I cannot even put my foot here on that line. So I have to be stood off that line, which does make it very challenging because you've really got to get in this quite agile position. You're only using one arm. So I've been using my right arm. I did also try my left arm, but I must admit I definitely preferred my right arm, but I am right armed anyway. And also I bet there's a little bit of science about which eye you're most dominant with. I am more dominant with my right eye anyway, so I feel like my right arm, my right eye pushing that along would work. It just doesn't feel like putting. It feels like I'm playing a different game. It feels like I'm playing, I don't know what to call it. Is it like shuffleboard where they have these big courts and they push the thing along like discs? It feels like that. Now the putter itself at the moment is not approved by the R&A and USGA. They've actually not put it in for approval yet. So whether it will be deemed legal for competition use, who knows? This does feel like very much a prototype model, but price-wise, it's like $200 odd, so it's not dead cheap. The other big thing I noticed, and this might really affect the putting competition, when I first started trialing this morning, there was a little bit of moisture on the grass. Like there's a little bit of overnight dew, and it made the bottom of the putter super slippy. Now that was the first time I tried it, so I just expected it to be like that all the time. Fast forward an hour or so since I've been testing this putter now, the greens have now dried up and the bottom of the putter is getting more stuck to the green, which is a massive downside on distance control. Let's see if that massively affects the 9-hole putting comp, because the worst thing you could do is have a putter that could only be used on wet, slippy greens. That would be a nightmare. Right, 9 holes, let's get to it. Crazy Straight Shotz putter with the mad style versus my traditional putter and the more traditional style. 9 holes, let's see how the scores get on. So first hole, just a little up the hill. Now using my normal putter now. Now to some degree, I do understand the kind of science behind that, certainly when it talks about other sports where you would be looking at the target. On this putt, I can't see the hole, it's out of my view. So I have to trust that line on the putter, line on the ball is going towards my target as I stand with my eyes over the ball and then roll it towards my target. Just missed out. Where this putter is completely different. Like, it honestly, actually, look, I've had some funny looks while being on the putting green this morning testing this, because it does look like a different putter. I'm lining it up, I'm standing more here, and the idea is you have to look at the hole, which does make it quite hard. You've got to really trust it. Pace control not great on either of those two, but the traditional one was closer. Let's knock these two in for a 2 each. Oh, see, that's the issue. That instantly got stuck on the ground. Like, come have a look at this. Because the greens have gone drier, like that's sticking to the floor. Now these putters might have been tested over in the United States where they've got lovely, slippery, fast greens, but get this putter over here in the UK, in Manchester, that went in. In Manchester, it gets a little bit more stuck. The holes are quite shallow at the moment just because of everything going on. So that's in for 3. So to go 1 up already in this match, 1 up for the traditional putter. Okay, this time I'm gonna go with this putter first, the Straight Shotz. I'm gonna go on a long putt for the second hole. It's gonna require quite a bit of break off this right to left. Really got to be conscious about this leg not standing on my line. That's not bad from that range. Slow down a bit. Not bad. Left myself still a bit of a tricky one. Right, traditional putter. Oh, wow. Yeah, very nice. Oh, oh I'm just not convinced of this putter whatsoever. Felt like that was an absolute given that I would have held that. I feel confident over it. Like I said, the biggest downside I'm seeing so far is the bottom of that club, even though it's lovely and smooth and, you know, made of shiny plastic, it's just not gliding on this surface, and therefore it's getting a bit snagged up. That's 2 down, or 2 up to the traditional putter. Three up for the traditional putter. So currently, traditional putter is 3 up with 3 to play. So this has to win the next hole. My review on it, my summary so far is I somewhat like the idea. I'm not completely opposed to the idea. I think for golfers out there who really do struggle with traditional, say you have really severe yips, or there's real issues in your putting that you think, I just need to try something totally different to help me. Or maybe even putter like this could help you if you had disabilities of some description. So let's say you only had one arm and you could only putt with one arm, this could maybe help you. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see how this develops and whether we'll ever see this again or whether this will be the last time you ever see a putter like this. Let's get through to the 7th hole. This has to win this hole has to win it. Okay, last hole. This is to put the match to bed if this goes in. Oh, there's a little bit of room left there as well. There's a glimmer of hope. Right, so to keep the match alive, this has to go in the hole. Oh, it's snagged. Absolutely terrible last putt with this putter. It's snagged on the floor. That's his biggest downside. Maybe, maybe if you had some sort of wheels on the bottom of this or something that even made that bottom slippier to help you on putting surfaces like this, maybe that's something that would work. But at the moment, it doesn't work just because it gets a bit too snagged. It's going to be a 3-putt. I think that's the match over, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure you smash like. Always interested in trying new things, new designs. Who knows what we see from a putter style like that. But for me, at the moment, traditional still wins. But who knows what's going to happen in the future. To win the match, traditional takes it. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, lots more to come. And that's the Straight Shotz Putter. What a crazy, crazy idea. And is it groundbreaking? I'm not too sure. Anyway, we'll see you next time.